Hey guys, it's Scott with scottieb Cards. In this video, I answer your baseball card hot takes. Baseball card hot takes is a video where I ask my audience on Instagram what their hot takes are, and I will react to them and kind of answer, not their questions per se, but what their hot takes are. For example, here's the first hot take. Rookie debut patch values will dip hard within 2 years because they all look the same. After I got that response, I asked my audience if they agreed. Usually get around like 600 to 1,000 votes, and 65% said no. And I agree with that 65%. I actually like that so far it looks like the rookie debut patch autographs all have the same design. I think that's cool. I think in 10 years, everybody will have the same design. I don't think that's a problem. We see bad designs with flagship. We see good designs with flagship. Some players' cards are more collected because they have good images on their flagship with a cool design. Others are less collected. I think this is great. It's going to have continuity forever. So this is one of the few times where I think just keeping the main design and having it year over year is actually a good thing. Imagine if there was a 1989 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie debut patch autograph that looked the same as the 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout rookie debut patch autograph. I think that would be cool. So I actually don't mind it. I don't know if they'll ever change it. They probably will. But if that's what they decided to do, I would have no issues with it whatsoever. Autographs are overrated. Give me classic and rare short prints with more affordability over an autograph. Almost a 50-50 split. It's hard to get 50-50 splits on hot takes. And I see both sides. Not to cop out on this one, but I think veteran autographs are overrated. I think they are very much overrated. Maybe not all autographs are created equal. A superfractor autograph, right? If you have a cool superfractor, or a low numbered, or if you have an autograph with a cool image, sure, those are special. But we're seeing a gluttony of just tons and tons of autographs oversaturating the market every year of Mike Trout and of Christian Yelich, and even Hall of Famers like Nolan Ryan and other players have autographs every single year to the point where it's overwhelming. Even as a Larry Walker collector, I don't really have a desire to buy Larry Walker Dynasty autographs at this point because there's just so many. Unless it's like a really crazy patch or a logo man, it's kind of where I'm at with the whole situation. So the second part to this question is I would like rare parallels and short prints with more affordability over an autograph. I'm not saying I'd prefer those over it, but I do think in regards to the individual card, I would buy that as equal as an autograph. I think I'm buying more of the card. The autograph can add to it, or the short print or the superfractor, or it's going to be that's non-autographed, can be equally cool. The price of wax is out of control. Nobody really disagreed. 4% said no. Those are the people who can afford it. The other 96% of us definitely don't feel like it's affordable right now. It is out of control. It's absolutely out of control. I was a couple boxes a year type of guy where I'd open a couple boxes a year, and now I don't open boxes. It is not worth it to me. It just makes me sad because if I want to get a hobby box, you're looking at usually $200 to $300, and you don't get anything of substantial value out with the way that print runs are and parallels are. So yes, I do think it's out of control. Even retail boxes that used to be $20, and I understand that there's inflation and all these different things and tariffs that make it more expensive. But when I was a kid, they were $20, and they were $20 all the way until the early 2020s, and then they became $40. And that's not worth it. Those are not worth $40. They were barely worth it for $20 for retail, in my opinion. So yes, the price of wax is out of control. But the good news is the single market for a lot of these cards has never been cheaper. So enjoy that instead, because you can get a lot of cards for a couple $100. It's cardboard. Why do I care so much about cardboard? 60% said yes, 41% said no. I feel this way all the time. I make YouTube videos about baseball cards. I watch YouTube videos about baseball cards. I have a second channel about baseball cards called Spitballing Cards with me and 4 other people where we talk about baseball cards. I collect baseball cards. I look at baseball cards and I'm going to bed. It's one of those things where it has become such an important part of my life, which is funny. So yes, I feel this way all the time. If you get too existential about anything, it can be kind of just like, what am I doing? And I feel that way all the time. So yes, I agree with this hot take 100%. Just don't think about it too hard. Just go through life and not worry about it. My Mike Trout rookie isn't going to be worth anything in 25 years. 16% said yes, 84% said no. And I will say, this poll happened before his latest injury. I'm pretty sure it happened in his 29th game, which is crazy because last year when he got hurt for the whole year, it was also in the 29th game. Could be wrong on that stat, but I think I'm right. And I saw it on Twitter, which means it's absolutely right. And I think this would have been more yes if we would have had this injury. It's just a shame that an all-time talent, and honestly, an all-time 20s, if we look at Mike Trout's 20s versus a lot of the players we view as generational now, he blows them out of the water. Like, right, he had like 50 WAR by age 25, which is just insane to think about. And it's unfortunate the last 5 years since 2019, essentially. He had 2020, 2021, he was pretty good with like 40 home runs. But it's one of those things where we're missing out on an all-time great talent. And I don't think the cards are going to be worthless. I do think that they are going to be worth less than they should have been. And I think a lot of people will be soured on Mike Trout, whether fair or not, to Mike Trout and Mike Trout cards. It's also cool to hate Mike Trout right now. And because it's cool to hate on him, it might be a good buying opportunity. We see this with a lot of players like Ken Griffey Jr. when he had this exact same arc back in the early 2000s. People were souring on him and his cards were cheaper then than ever. He could have gotten great cards at a price that you can't get now. So it's one of those things where maybe when we look back on Trout's career, we won't be as sad about his, 30s slowdown. We saw the same thing with Pujols, right? Pujols cards were very inexpensive for a little bit. Well, inexpensive is relative. Inexpensive to where they should have been for the career he had in the first part of his career. So I don't know. Tough to say. I think they're worth less than they should be in the future, but at the same time, could be a buying opportunity. Next up, Topps Finest makes a comeback with basketball and football switching over. I love the optimism. 55% of people said yes. I don't have much faith in Topps Finest. I love the early 2010s Topps Finest, 2010, 2011, 2012, and sometimes 2013. 2013 is not as good of a design. Those sets are some of the best of the last 15 years. Truly, it's how I feel about Topps Finest in the early 2010s, but I don't see it making a comeback. Maybe there's more value because basketball and football have the IP and the branding and the set, which is great, but it's one of those situations where there's going to be Topps Chrome. There's going to be Topps Dynasty. There's going to be other sets to fill people's attention. I don't think they're going to limit it to Topps Finest in basketball and football. So maybe it comes back a little bit, but baseball for Topps Finest the last 5 or 10 years has not been nice to Topps Finest. Topps Finest flashbacks. Now that had a good little run going. I don't think they're doing it anymore, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. I don't love what they're doing with this Topps Finest having different tiers now. I hate tiered sets. No offense to tier 1. No offense to the gold label. I don't like them. I've always had an issue with it. Make one base card of a player, please. So not too confident about this one. And the last one is debut patches will be diluted and serialized sooner than we think. 42% said yes, 58% said no. They're already serialized technically with a 1 of 1, but I think they are more saying is that they're going to have, debut patches, not like the patch itself will always be the 1 of 1, but there's going to be a debut pants with a bunch of different pants or debut jersey with a bunch of different patches in it. And if that does happen, I actually have no issues with it. If we have debut patch autographs and then just debut relic cards in Topps Update that aren't the 1 of 1, the 1 of 1's still going to hold the premium, just like the Superfractor 1 of 1 and Bowman Chrome autograph holds a premium. But if we have other, like Mike Trout or Mookie Betts or Aaron Judge, right? They had their pants from their MLB debut cut into pieces like we saw with the Ohtani 50-50 game, and those were in relic cards, and we could have a piece of that tied to that game. I think those would be some of the coolest rookie cards you could possibly collect of those players, and I don't think it'd be a big deal if they limited it to like 99 copies for the base card. So I actually don't hate that idea personally. Maybe you do hate that idea, as long as they only have one 1 of 1. We don't need multiple 1 of 1s. We just need the one rookie debut patch autograph, and then maybe an out of 5 of a cool patch, and then we have the out of 99 for the pants that is just like a base relic. So I actually be okay with that. Maybe you disagree. Let me in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with that hot take, and I'll see you in the next video.